Everybody, and welcome to the 16th Annual Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce Gala and Business Excellence Awards. You guys all dress up really nice. You look wonderful out there tonight. Spotlights, holy cow. I'll start singing soon. My name is Michael Hind. I'm the CEO of the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce, and we're really glad to have you with us tonight. As always, this evening is about celebration. We are proud to celebrate another successful year under the direction of our past chair, Gillian Kirk, and we look forward to welcoming our incoming chair, Mr. Carlo Zarillo, for what is poised to be another exciting year for Chamber, full of change and growth. Last but not least, we are honored to be among such a fantastic group of businesses and celebrate the 16th Annual Business Excellence Awards. Big round of applause for all our nominees, please. Just to let you know how they all got to this point, we had over 150 businesses nominated, and we had two committees. One committee to whittle them down to the finalists, and then we had a second committee, and they're all made up of chamber members and the business people in the community picked the winners, and it was based on, so we went through about 10 different sets of eyes and other people online voting. That's how we got to tonight's finalists and the winners. Everybody's a winner. There's some great finalists out there, and the judges had some really difficult choices to make. So I look forward to hearing all the winners tonight. I've got a VIP list here that's fairly extensive. I'm going to announce the names right now. Our VIPs in the house tonight, our Member of Parliament for Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam, Mr. Ron McKinnon is with us. Ron, up front. MLAs from Port Moody, Coquitlam, Linda Reamer. Linda? From Port Coquitlam, Michael Farnsworth. Mike. From Coquitlam, Mayardville, Selena Robinson. And from Coquitlam, Burke Mountain, Jody Wickens. From the city of Coquitlam, and just hold your applause till I finish all these names, we have Mayor Richard Stewart, Councillors Benita Zarillo, Brett Asmundson, Craig Hodge, Dennis Marsden, Terry Towner, and Terry O'Neill. Didn't have to tell the politicians to stand, did I? Nope. Yep. From the city of Port Moody, Mayor Mike Clay, Councillors Diana Dilworth and Rick Glumacher with us tonight. From the city of Port Coquitlam, we have Mayor Greg Moore and Councillor Mike Forrest. Did I get that right, Mike? Thank you, sir. From the village of Anmore, the tallest mayor in Canada, maybe, Mr. John McEwen. John? John doesn't stand up. Stand up. Thanks, John. From your Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Directors, we have our Chair, Carlo Zarillo, Vice Chair, Catherine Ackerman, Treasurer, Cecilia Daroka-Chan, Past Chair, Gillian Kirk, Board of Directors is Cecilia Chang, Daniel Richardson, Jennifer McKinnon, flip the page, Mary Villani, Paul McDonald, Rick Duff, Shannon Mitchell, and Trish Mandeo. They're your Board of Directors from the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce. Our Board of Governors, past chairs, and there are a few of them with us tonight I'd like to recognize. They go all the way back to 1991. Holy cow. So they are Brent Ranger, Craig Hodge, Ken Woodward, Dennis Marsden, Barry Seaton, Stephanie Booth, Janine Davies, and Rick Passine. Big round of applause for our governors. And the last group of VIPs I'm going to recognize are from SD43. They're the board chair, Carrie Palmer-Isaac, and trustees Carol Calhoun, Judy Shera, Chuck Dennison, and Diane Snowden. Thanks for coming out tonight. Okay, a couple of things. Thanks to all our sponsors. If you look around the room, look on all the signage, This event is not possible without the support of all our wonderful sponsors, and you're going to hear about them as the night goes on. They come out and support the Chamber in many ways, and we can't put on events like this and do the things we do in the community. You're going to hear about that from Carlo a little bit later on, without the support of all the sponsors. And if you're interested in sponsoring any other events, we got a lot coming up, so it's really cool. So big thanks for all our sponsors tonight, please. And before I introduce Mi Young Lee, our MC, I'm going to, just a quick announcement, what's coming up in the Chamber. We're moving our office. We're going to move. We've been in the City of Coquitlam for about 10 years now. It's been a great relationship, but we've outgrown the space. And we, effective about March the 7th, we are moving our office to Lansdowne and Barnett Highway, right above Creekside Coffee. We've got a bigger space. It's more conductive for us to do business, so we're really excited about 2017. It's a new, fresh start for us. We've been in the same spot for about 10 years, and it's been great to us, but it's time to change and move on and move up, and that's what we're doing in mid-March. So look for an announcement about that on big open house. We hope to see you all there. Not at the same time, though. Finally, it's my extreme pleasure that I introduce our Master of Ceremonies for this evening. Our MC this evening is backed by popular demand for her second year in a row, and we're excited to welcome her back to her hometown of Coquitlam. Many of you may have visited her parents' corner store on Ridgeway and seen a young girl busy helping her family, or you may have graduated with her at Centennial High School. Is that a Centennial cheer? Really? Terry Fox, football champions 2017. That's all I got to say. Rock on, Fox. Yeah, it will begin. Beginning her career as an intern at CBC the day before September 11th attack on the World Trade Center, her 15 years as host and producer of CBC Vancouver News at 11 has led her to some interesting and some of the biggest stories of the decade. She strongly believes in giving back to the community and spending time volunteering to support teen mothers to complete their high school graduation, as well as mentoring high school students who have aspirations in career in journalism. Easy for you to say. Her community and career ambitions are evident, and I'm thrilled to introduce and welcome back for the second time to the Tri-States Chamber of Commerce Annual Gala, Mi Young Lee.
I'm surprised I was invited back. You know, I pretty much insulted everyone that was in the room that's tall, so thank you very much for having me. It's good to be back. And there was actually one era I didn't really help in my family's corner store on Ridgeway. I was the kid sneaking candies in my mouth whenever my mom or dad would get a customer, and so they didn't really let me help out. But that corner store still sits there. My parents obviously are retired now, but they still live in the same townhouse at Gatonsbury in Austin that I grew up in and I lived in since I was 9. I'm now 40. And they still live in it. It's had some couple coats of paint and things like that, but it's still the same. And there's still some of my posters on the wall, and now my daughters love to go and play in Mummy's old room, so it's really lovely. They've stayed there, and that house and that townhouse and that neighborhood has so many memories for me. I remember watching Rick Hansen wheel down Austin and going down that stretch. I remember standing on that road as he made Coquitlam part of his tour. So many wonderful memories as an immigrant. And you know, it's funny, I don't really know why the Koreans like Coquitlam so much. Does anyone know why there were so many Koreans made Coquitlam their hub? Because I'm not sure, because we moved to East Vancouver right when we got off the plane, and I was 4, and within a year and a half, we were in Coquitlam and you know, my mom said to me, she goes, we're gonna live in this wonderful city, and we have this beautiful lake beside us, Como Lake, and there's a park, Mungie Park, and she's like, you can walk to school, and we're going to work across the street from where we live. And she just thought that was the cat's meow. And really, doesn't that just sound pretty amazing to be able to do that? Thank you. So you know, you can imagine we get asked to MC lots of events, and I often have to say no, unfortunately, and you know, things that maybe I don't have the biggest connection to, prostate cancer for one, even though I do like prostates. Some things I don't have a lot of time for, being a mom, but this is one event that I don't like to say no to because Coquitlam is really quite near. I didn't realize what I was saying until it came out, so. My husband's rolling his eyes right now. Okay. Let's move on to the program, they're probably saying. So thank you so much for having me. I will always come back, and I have not proudly worn the Centaur costume, but Centennial was an incredible school growing up. It was only grade 11 and 12s. I graduated with 959 people in my grad class. It was phenomenal. So I'm very proud to come back and always see how the community's changed in a very good way, in a diverse way, and really embracing all of us. So thank you very much. Okay, and as Michael mentioned, we are here this evening to celebrate the 2017 Gala and to honor business excellence in Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam, and Port Moody. We have some amazing awards to give out, and I'm thrilled to be part of such a very special evening. And throughout the evening, we'll be recognizing companies and individuals in the Tri-Cities who have excelled in their businesses and have continued to innovate and go above and beyond to serve the Tri-Cities community. Now, although we can only name one recipient per category, all of the finalists recognized this evening have clearly demonstrated an exceptional dedication to excellence. So with that, when your name is announced as the winner, we just ask that you come up to the podium, join us to receive your award, and if you'd like, you can offer a bit of a brief acceptance speech, and then we're going to head you backstage to our photo area to take some photos. So with that, let's get started. I'd like to invite Laura Covino, from Phoenix Truck and Crane to the stage to present our first award of the evening. This is for the Business Leader of the Year.
The script is not here. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Myung. Get this a little bit lower. I'd just like to congratulate all the nominees here tonight. And thank you very much to the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce for hosting this wonderful event and for asking me for the second year in award to present this award. It's my pleasure to present the award in the category of Business Leader of the Year. The finalists in this category are individuals whose talent, vision, expertise, dedication, performance have defined them as outstanding leaders in the Tri-Cities business community. They have demonstrated an excellence in business development and organizational leadership. These individuals continuously give back by supporting community initiatives and projects and by encouraging their employees to do the same. The finalists are
Business Leader of the Year. Anita Wilson, Coast Therapy. Anita Wilson is the founder and co-owner of Coast Therapy and has always shown a deep passion for massage therapy. 19 years ago, Anita opened her own clinic with 6 practitioners. In 2013, with the help of a business partner, she was able to expand Coast Therapy to employ 33 therapists. Anita is recognized as a mentor in her field and is invited to facilitate groups for professional development and as a motivational speaker. Brad Leach, Soccer Express. Brad Leach was born and raised in the Tri-Cities. He is proud to say that both his business and residence have never left the Tri-Cities, where he played, coached, refereed, and administrated youth soccer. In 1998, Brad's passion for soccer led to the purchase of a small soccer specialty store, which grew to 16 locations. In 2006, he started fresh with the launch of Soccer Express, now the largest soccer equipment supplier in Canada. Tom Ramsey, Meridian RV. Meridian Mobile Limited was founded by the Ramsey family in 1967. In 1980, Tom Ramsey led the company to a new start by rebranding to Meridian RV and specializing in service, parts, and sales. Under Tom's leadership and guidance, the company won Canada's Dealer of the Year in 2012 and continues to flourish as it celebrates its 50th anniversary. Tom also supports a number of organizations in the Tri-Cities, including I Am Someone and the Eagle Ridge Hospital Foundation.
And the recipient of the Business Leader of the Year award is Tom Ramsey, Meridian RV.
Well, thank you. Well, I better get near this thing here, eh? You know, our background is like my scouting background was be prepared. So, hence, the 25-minute speech, which will not happen. Barry, sit down. I was just kidding. 25 minutes, not going to happen. Also, the fact that we've been in business for 50 years has hurt my eyes. So, bear with me. First, I'd like to congratulate all the other nominees on their outstanding performance in their businesses. It's great. And to be part of the process is absolutely fantastic, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. The award itself, thank you, and I really do appreciate it because our company, Meridian, this year is celebrating its 50th year. Now, thank you. Our beginning was from meager existence in the old barn. I don't know if you got a chance to see some of the pictures. There were some pictures of cows and some little kids. Now, those cows and little kids, that was me. That was my brother and myself when we came out to the farm, the industrial land that my parents had bought for future development. My dad, he was a futuristic type of fellow. There was Esco, Macro, Kennemental. There was Robinson Irwin. He wanted to build an industrial park in Port Coquitlam. He could see the future of this town and of the towns, the Tri-Cities itself. Well, unfortunately, due to times, some investments that went bad, we moved out to that very property and farmed it. Now, thank God the assessment looked at agricultural land, not industrial. It helped us out. But anyways, the beginning there was very meager, and we farmed it. We did a lot of work there, and that taught me the work ethics of farming, hard work, and just dedication to what you plan yourself to. Now, I'm running real short on my 22 minutes, so I better hurry up here. I'll go on to say that the awards we've had in the company, I will not personally accept them for myself, because without the legacy of our family and without the backing of my wife of 36 years married in a row, hey, that's my proudest achievement. Second to the 3 children we have are Tammy, our daughter, her husband Brian, who runs the 100-mile operation, our 2 sons who are in Port Coquitlam, Ben and Chris Ramsey. Without them, this would be not obtainable. So thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Okay.
Mr. Ramsey, I'm going to get you to say congratulations and get you to just head over there. Thank you, Laura. And sorry, I have to say, I said Laura's name wrong. It's Laura Covina. My apologies. Being me, Young Lee, I always like to try to pride myself in saying people's name right. And it's funny because I asked Paige for a pronouncer, and of course, in one ear and out the other, so my apologies for that. Okay. Congratulations to Mr. Ramsey. And moving on to our second award, I'd like to ask Johnny DeFazio from Hard Rock Casino Vancouver to join me on stage to present the award for the Not-for-Profit of the Year. Got one there for you too.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Johnny DeFazio, Vibe Manager here at Hard Rock Casino Vancouver. Now, there seems to be a little bit of confusion on my end. I actually thought I was winning an award tonight, not presenting one. So this is a little bit awkward for me and my parents who I invited, so I'm very sorry about that. It's okay, I'm gonna just change my thank you speech into a nominee speech and we'll get through it. Maybe whoever wins this will share the award with me, you know, like 1 month my house, 1 month your house, and we'll just go back and forth. We'll discuss it backstage. It's my pleasure to present the award for the category of Not-for-Profit of the Year. The finalists in this category are organizations that have made an outstanding contribution to the Tri-Cities community. with a reputation for excellence, integrity, honesty, and generosity. These organizations have made a significant positive impact on local residents and businesses by delivering exceptional programs and services. The finalists are
Not-for-Profit of the Year. Coquitlam Firefighters Charitable Society. The Coquitlam Firefighters Charitable Society grows through its dedication to compassion, donating $80,000 a year to various charities. In 2016, it launched the successful Disaster Relief Program, helping 95 people, and grew the Breakfast and Snack Program to include 4 schools, serving over 7,500 meals to elementary students. Beyond donating, the Coquitlam Firefighters Charitable Society volunteers over 3,500 hours each year on these important causes. Rotary Clubs of the Tri-Cities. The Rotary Clubs of the Tri-Cities is a combination of 4 clubs with over 100 members in the community. Rotarians share the belief of humanitarian service, high ethical standards, and are committed to service above self. Signature events hosted by the local Rotary clubs include the annual golf tournament, Lobster Fest, Rib Fest, Search for the Perfect Pint, Shredathon, Amazing Race, and Cinco de Mayo celebrations. Simon Fraser Society for Community Living. The Simon Fraser Society for Community Living has been serving the community, families, children, and adults with developmental delays and disabilities since 1954. Their services include early intervention, family support, employment, and housing. With over 200 employees, the Simon Fraser Society for Community Living is able to serve over 2,000 people in our community each year.
The recipient of the Not-for-Profit of the Year award is the Rotary Clubs of the Tri-Cities. Okay, that's good. That's great. Congratulations. Hi. Can I?
Wow. Thank you, Hard Rock Casino, for sponsoring this award. I've been asked to reduce my introduction or my thank you speech to 58.5 minutes. So I will try and do that. So here we go. David Munro in the room?
Yes.
Okay, if David, if you're here, would you come on up, please? Congratulations to the Coquitlam Firefighters Society and the Simon Fraser Society for Community Living for being finalists in this category. We accept this award on behalf of all the Rotarians in the Tri-City area. Joining me this evening are the local Rotary Club presidents, Patty Klassen, the late David Munro, and our Assistant Governor, Preet Paul. Unfortunately, President Chris Wilson was not able to be with us this evening. All Rotarians are committed to making a difference in their communities. And as we enjoy the fabulous food and fellowship here this evening, please remember there are a number of elementary school students in our communities who will have little or no food on their tables over the weekend. These students will go to school on Monday morning not having had the proper amount of food or nourishment to promote their good health and nutrition. The Rotary Club of Port Coquitlam Centennial is proud to have recently joined the Rotary Club of Coquitlam Sunrise and 12 other clubs in becoming a part of the Starfish program. This program provides a backpack of food to those needy children on Friday afternoons to help feed them and their families over the weekend. We will be holding a fundraising event next month to support this program, so please watch the local media for more information, and we look forward to your support as we tackle this local hunger issue. In closing, thank you to all the sponsors of this event and the Chamber of Commerce nominating committee for this award. And as Rotarians, we look forward to continuing to make our communities and our world a better place in the true spirit of service above self. Thank you very much.
Yes, I would all of you guys actually to head over there to the white screen for a photo.
Take a photo backstage.
Good.
Okay.
Congratulations.
After you, please. After you.
Congratulations, sir. So this reminds me, speaking of Rotary, my brother is part of the Rotary, and he is part of this event that they have been talking about. They're having an event for Canucks Autism in the beginning of March here, actually, at the Hard Rock. And he said to me over Christmas about telling me about this event, and he said, you know, and he's telling me all about it. He's like, it's at the Hard Rock, and you know the place, and I'm thinking, oh, he's going to ask me to host it. He's my younger brother, and so he says, yeah. I go, okay, well, what day is it? And he's like, March 2nd, I needed to book it off. I said, okay, well, I'll do it. I don't know what else I'm doing, but I'll book it off for you. Kind of excited, because, you know, when you're a year apart, there's a sibling rivalry, and it's hard because he's always kind of followed me. I'm the older sister. And he goes, yeah, I just need you to be my backup. And I said, pardon? He said, well, and then he ran a list of 8 people that he was asking, and he said, if those 8 people say no, could you just do it for me? And then I realized last year when I talked about my brother, I brought him up because my brother is also so benefited from living in this community. His first job was working at the Canadian Tire by the IKEA there, and in his steel-toed boots doing warehouse, stocking shelves, and you know, and his just gave him a great stepping stone. And he worked for some major companies and head office positions for Starbucks, Tim Hortons, Chapters Indigo. And then he made his way back to the Canadian Tire, and I found out that when you name a Rotarian and their business at any public function, they get fined. Insuk Lee, Canadian Tire. Insuk Lee, Canadian Tire. So every time I mention Insuk Lee and Canadian Tire, he has to pay money at his next Rotary meeting. So Insuk Lee, Canadian Tire. Oh, and by the way, for this event, he got some guy named Steve Darling and someone named Kirk McLean. I don't know what he's thinking, but it's Insuk Lee and he runs the Canadian Tire. Oh, right. Moving on to our third award. Everyone's going to be so scared to cross me. This is it. Okay. I'd like to introduce Shannon Mitchell. She'll be presenting our award for the Community Spirit Award. Shannon Mitchell with the Tri-City News.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Shannon Mitchell, and I am the publisher of the Tri-City News and proud board chamber member. Thank you, Mike, and everybody for tonight. It's a great night so far. Thank you. The Community Spirit Award recognizes individuals and businesses that demonstrate outstanding generosity through their support of the Tri-Cities-based organizations and not-for-profits. They are committed to corporate social responsibility and dedicate to making the Tri-Cities a better place to live, work, and play. The finalists are
Community Spirit Award. Ethical Waste Services. Ethical Waste Services is a social enterprise created with the sole purpose of making a difference in the Tri-Cities. The company donates 50% of its profits to Access Youth Outreach Services. This past summer, Ethical Waste Services owner Paul McDonald raised almost $15,000 for Access Youth Outreach Services through the 50 Grinds for Access fundraiser, where he did the grouse grind 50 times in 8 weeks. Paul also volunteers as a youth outreach worker and rides the Access Youth bus on the weekends. Jason Jakubek, Lawyers West. Since establishing Lawyers West LLP in 2010, Jason Jakubek has been a key part of the Tri-Cities community. While Jason is a lawyer by profession, he relishes the opportunities to give back to his community and has volunteered for a number of organizations. For over 13 years, Jason has been involved in the Rotary Club of Coquitlam Sunrise. For the past 6 years, he has been leading the dispatch team for Operation Red Nose and served on the board of Crossroads Hospice Society. Phoenix Truck and Crane. Phoenix Truck and Crane has been an integral part of the Tri-Cities community for over 25 years. Led by founder Bill Dick, the Phoenix Truck and Crane team demonstrates leadership and social responsibility through philanthropy and volunteering. Each year, Phoenix donates over $100,000 annually to a vast number of community organizations, plus thousands of dollars more in in-kind services and numerous volunteer hours.
The recipient of the Community Spirit Award is Phoenix Truck and Crane.
Oh, this is interesting. Paul, Jason, it was an honor to be nominated next to you guys. You guys do great work. Congratulations on just being nominated. Phoenix has always felt it's really important to give back to the community, and that's why this award means a lot to us, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, with that, we're going to take a break, and we are going to be heading into our dinner service. Servers will be around shortly to call you to the buffet, so you could please enjoy the wine at the table. And my brother Insek Lee from Canadian Tire says, enjoy your dinner. So it's funny, I'll just tell you a story because we're talking about my brother. But when I was 10 or 11, my mom said to us, hey, do you guys want to have Canadian names? She didn't say that. She said, do you want to have white names? And I said, oh, well, what'd you have in mind? She said, I was thinking Charlene. Charlene Lee. And I said, well, no, I think I'm going to pass. You know, fast forward to grade 9, Jeremy Matheson decided to call me Miyanki, and that stuck until I was well into my teens. But my brother, it's difficult because Insak is a very famous Korean name, and in Korean traditions, it's your father, it's your grandfather, so your father's father that names you. So women, just imagine if your father-in-law got to name your children. That's what happens. So, but my brother's name is I-N-S-U-K, Insuk. And it was really hard, and I remember him growing up, and he had a lot of vacuum cleaner jokes as a child, but he stuck with it, and now he manages Canadian Tire, Insuk Lee. And honestly, next time you're in there, you should say hello and let him know how cool his older sister is. Okay. So before we get back to the awards, I want to once again mention and thank tonight's sponsors. Without their support this evening and throughout the year, the Chamber would not be able to put on these fabulous events. Before I acknowledge all of our sponsors for this year, though, I'd like to invite our presenting sponsor, Douglas College, to say a few words and present the award for the Young Professional of the Year. Please welcome Kathy Denton, Centennial grad, woot woot, President of Douglas College.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm happy to be here tonight as a presenting sponsor. This is a great event, and the Chamber does an incredible job of making it feel very glamorous. Since it's my third time here, I found myself looking forward to tonight and thinking about what I could tell you. I decided to use the opportunity to introduce the newest member of my team at Douglas College. But before I do that, I want to tell you a couple of things about Douglas College that I bet you don't know, and I hope you will remember. I know that may be asking a lot, given the wine and champagne, but here goes. I'll start with an easy one. You should know that Douglas College is the largest college in the province, and it's larger than all the teaching universities in the region, except Kwantlen, which is just a tiny bit larger than us. Second, you should know that in the last few years, Douglas College has grown by an amount equal to the entire student population of the University of Northern British Columbia. In fact, the entire student population of UNBC is equivalent to the number of students registered in the Faculty of Commerce and Business Administration at Douglas. Third, we're the first college in the country to be approved to offer a Bachelor of Social Work. The program builds on our Strength in Human Services programming, and it will be launched this fall in Coquitlam. So the Tri-Cities is definitely on the map with respect to post-secondary education. Now I want to tell you something about the newest member of my team. She replaced Hazel Postma, who retired in November. Yes. She came from UBC, where she worked for 26 years raising money for the foundation. She is passionate about post-secondary education and has hundreds of stories to tell about making connections between donors and students and the transformative effect of those connections. In the next few months, many of you will have an opportunity to meet her. Some of you may know her already. You see, she was raised in Coquitlam. She went to Centennial. So if you're keeping track, last year I pointed out that 3 of the 4 women on the Douglas College senior management team were Centennial grads. Hazel Postma was the exception, and she just retired. So let me introduce the latest addition, a Centennial graduate, Leanne Poon. Leanne, please stand. On behalf of Douglas College, I want to congratulate all of the nominees and thank the Chamber for bringing us together to celebrate their accomplishments. Thank you. I get to stay here. I am going to be introducing the next award, and it's my pleasure to introduce the Tri-Cities newest award. The Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce has added a brand new award category this year, and for the first time we will present the award in the category of Young Professional of the Year. The finalists in this category are individuals aged 40 and under whose talent, vision, dedication, and leadership skills have defined them as outstanding Tri-Cities business professionals. They create an environment that fosters personal growth and business development while giving back to the community and inspiring others. The finalists are
Young Professional of the Year. Chris Chong, Butter Studios. Chris Chong is a professional photographer and the co-owner of Butter Studios, a Vancouver favorite. Previously, Chris spent over a decade in the telecommunications industry in various roles. Taking his experience from corporate work, he took Butter Studios' event division to new heights, providing services for national and international brands. Chris has a strong commitment to the community and provides $30,000 through in-kind services each year. Lindsay Viscount, Longevity Graphics. Lindsay Viscount started Longevity Graphics 15 years ago. She has grown Longevity Graphics from a one-woman shop to an award-winning business with 10 employees. In 2016, her company ranked the best-rated web designer in Coquitlam. Lindsay believes strongly in giving back to the community by supporting Access Youth Outreach Services, the Tri-Cities Homelessness and Housing Task Force, SHARE, and many other organizations. Raj Moody, Great Canadian Gaming. Raj Moody is the Executive Director of Regional Operations for Great Canadian Gaming Corporation and currently oversees 6 properties in BC, including the Hard Rock Casino, Vancouver, where he served as General Manager. When he was only 26, he was named General Manager of Hastings Racecourse, where he was considered to be one of the most successful up-and-comers of any big-time racetrack in North America. Raj helps the next generation prosper by mentoring business students from SFU's BD School of Business.
Hey, and the winner is Raj Moody, Hard Rock Casino.
Wow, thanks a lot. First, congratulations to Lindsay and Chris. You guys do a great job. Also, thanks to Mike and the Chamber as well. I started with our company just over 13 years ago as kind of a young guy right out of university. They gave an opportunity and a chance, and the rest is kind of history. So thanks to my company, Great Canadian Gaming, and our executive team, and also a huge thanks to my team at the Hard Rock and all of our other sites. Without you guys, I wouldn't be standing up here today, as you guys do majority of the work, and I just kind of get along for the ride. So appreciate all that you guys do. Thank you guys very much as well. Part of this award, being kind of a young professional, I had a lot of mentors kind of along the way, and had a lot of help with starting my career out super young. So one thing that I've chosen to do is really give back to the young people as well, and start mentoring kind of young business students to try to help them get to their next level in their business career as well. So hopefully one day they'll be standing up at an award event like this in the same position. So thank you guys very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you again to Kathy and Douglas College for their continued support of the Chamber and the Business Excellence Awards. Now, there are a number of additional businesses in the room tonight who helped make this evening possible. The Chamber is very fortunate enough to have so much support that it's quite a lengthy list. Please hold your applause to the end of our list of our generous sponsors. So our award sponsors tonight: BCLC, Coquitlam Centre, Hard Rock Casino Vancouver, Trans Mountain Expansion Project, the Tri-City News, Phoenix Truck and Crane. Our VIP reception sponsor tonight was the Business Development Bank of Canada. Our platinum sponsors: Express Employment Professionals, Port Metro Vancouver, Ranger West Financial Insurance Services, RSI Brokers, and Scotiabank. Our wine sponsors: Dominion Lending Centres. Our gold sponsors tonight: Macquarie Hunter LLP, Flavel Oceanfront Development. Our champagne reception sponsor, Ani Group. Our trophy sponsor, RBC. Our Safe Ride Home sponsor, John Wolfe Investors Group. The decor sponsor tonight is Chic and Unique Event Design. Our floral sponsor is Vivio Flower Gallery. Our photography sponsor is Butter Studios. Our sign sponsor tonight, Sandpiper Signs and Decals. Our candy table sponsor, the Coquitlam Forest. Our print sponsors, Crest Impressions. Our video sponsor, Jazzfly Video Productions. The graphic sponsor tonight is Technica Systems Design Division. And our prize sponsor tonight, Dave's Custom Metalwork. Thank you all for your tremendous support. This evening truly would not be possible without you. So we are here this evening not only to celebrate the 16th Annual Business Excellence Awards, but also to congratulate and thank the Chamber's 2016 Chair, Gillian Kirk, and to welcome our 2017 Chair, Carlo Zarillo. Now, it's only fair that we ask someone from Terry Fox to come up and represent. It's, you know, we are the Tri-City, so I'd like to ask Jillian to come forward and say a few words before passing the gavel on to Carlo.
Every year, right?
I know you're taller.
So Karen Forrest would like me to mention that Terry Fox, also known as Poco High, had half the number of grads of Centennial, and we still beat you in basketball. And football. Thank you. Thank you. So it's so good to be back here with you all, and I would like to first of all congratulate all of the finalists tonight. We had a record number of nominees this year, which is a testament to the vitality and engagement of our business community. And last year I stood on this stage and I told you that my goal for the year was to have the best served membership in the region. And tonight I'm going to brag a little bit about how we did that. We started the year by crafting a new strategic plan to guide us through the next 3 years. And it's got clear objectives and a really solid plan for how we're going to achieve those objectives. Carlo's going to talk a little bit more about that when he comes up. We also had I would venture to say, I have no hard data on this, but I would venture to say that we had the best year that we've ever had for events. And I think that unending list of sponsors that we just heard is a pretty good indication that we have some incredible support from sponsors. We also, as far as events went, started off the year with a bang with our gala last year that basically sold out. And then we sold out pretty much every single one of our signature events for the rest of the year. International Women's Day, the golf tournament, our economic summit, the mayor's barbecue, the nominees luncheon. And then we held our first ever business showcase. You'd been asking for a trade show to come back again, and we gave you one, and we sold that out. And then we decided to take a little bit of a risk with what is arguably our most popular event, the Christmas luncheon, which traditionally sells out weeks, if not months, a month in advance. And we decided to move it here to this venue to allow for more people. We sold 170 more tickets than we sold the previous year for the Christmas luncheon. That's right. And it featured the very popular Parade of Turkeys. There were actually turkeys, not people. There were people, but they were holding turkeys. So everybody loved the Parade of Turkeys. It was extremely spectacular, except a few vegetarians who were appalled. And we apologize to you, Desiree, for that. You're welcome, Desiree. Yeah, she had a bit of a fit on social media about it. In all, we supported, connected, and educated our members by hosting 84 incredibly successful events, which I think has earned the whole Chamber staff team and all of our volunteers a huge round of applause. In membership and in communications, we did a few things. We developed and launched the Shop Chamber program, a discount and incentive program that you've been long asking for to help encourage our members to look first to our membership for products and services in the Tri-Cities. We launched a new and redesigned and updated website that is more mobile friendly, and I hope if you haven't had a chance to look at it, go have a look. It looks great. Good job, Stephanie and Lisa and all the communications people. And we grew our membership again. We're not quite there at this long-held goal of 1,000, but we're creeping closer every year. And at least we know where we're at in terms of our database, because we did a very unsexy database scrub to make sure that we knew where we were at. It's important. It's not very sexy, but it's important. And our revenues are up for membership, which has allowed us to invest back into operations and into staff to make sure that they have what they need to create the best served membership in the region. We also partnered with the Greater Vancouver Board of Trade and Douglas College to bring the Company of Young Professionals peer leadership forums and the Leaders of Tomorrow programs to engage and support the next generation of business people in our community. And congratulations to our 3 nominees for Young Professional of the Year and to Raj for winning the first ever award. And lastly, we worked very closely with the BC Chamber of Commerce to establish the Metro Vancouver Chambers of Commerce Policy Alliance to ensure a stronger regional voice on issues that unite our business community in Metro Vancouver. Now, I would like to take credit for all of these accomplishments, and in private, I just might, but publicly, I must give credit where credit is due. And one of the most rewarding things about my year as chair has been working with my fellow directors on the board. I'm so proud of how hard we have all worked and how hard you have all worked, but mostly I'm so happy about how much fun we had together. It's been such a pleasure to be your chair this year, and thank you guys all for all of your support. And most important to thank is the staff. Dana, who left us and to pursue other options earlier this year, but I can't forget you. Dana, Wendy, Judith, Terry Lynn, Connie, Stephanie Ma, Stephanie Rennie, not the same person, both awesome. Aaron and Mike. I can't say enough about how proud I am of you, all of you, every day. Not only for your hard work and all of these successes that we accomplished this year, but also for what amazing people you are. I learn from you and I lean on you, and working with you has been the best part of my year. So thank you to the staff, the board, my family and my friends, and my new employer, EPR Coquitlam. Shout out to my new employer. 2016 was a year of immense personal and professional growth for me, and it's been a huge honor and privilege to be your chair. But now, it's time to pass the gavel to your next intrepid leader. Carlo Zerillo is an astute and accomplished businessman with over 25 years as a leader in his field. And it's hard to believe that he and his dynamic wife, Benita, have only moved to the Tri-Cities in 2010. They have so much passion for this community. They have spent so much energy and time for the betterment of our community. And the mark they've made on our community has been incredible in such a short time. Carlo is the president and CEO of Sandal Foods, and he's the owner of local businesses Sandpiper Signs, Snap Tri-Cities, and Anchor Awards and Engraving. And contrary to popular belief, he says he has no intention of taking over the whole community one business at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 chair of the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce, Carlo Zerillo. I'm staying here.
Yeah, so Jill, stay here. Does someone have a gift for me to give to Jill? All right. Whoops, thank you. So Jill, on behalf of the entire chamber, the entire membership, and everybody here tonight, I can't say enough words about what you meant to us last year. And no disrespect to the past years, last year was the best year ever. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Yeah, love you. It's all you now.
Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone. What a great night so far. See, it says that right here. What a great night so far. And congratulations to all the nominees, finalists, and winners. It truly shows the power of our membership. I would like to thank Jill, Mike, staff, the 2016 Board of Directors, and all of our ambassadors for a great year. Thank you. I also want to thank Catherine Ackerman, our Vice Chair, and welcome the entire 2017 Board of Directors. I look forward to working with you all. You know, I find myself here only 7 years removed from living out east, where I spent the better part of 25 plus years working for several global consumer-branded companies. In those years, being part of a chamber was not something I thought much about. In fact, since I traveled almost every week, I never thought much about anything other than work. However, if my time on living on planes taught me anything, it was that success is tied to people, not to things. And it was the people that I met in this room through this chamber that opened the doors for me to purchase parts of 4 businesses, 3 of which are located here in the Tri-Cities, and it opened the door to 3 board positions, as well the mentoring of several startups. Also, if my years as a road warrior had any benefits, it was that I became an avid reader of business books. I'm sure you all have a book that you have read that helped you. It would be great after this speech and going forward if you could share your favorite book and why with someone. It just might be a game changer for them, like it was for me. For me, the one book that changed my life was The Speed of Trust by Stephen M.R. Covey. I recommend it to everyone I come into contact with. I'd like to spend a few minutes sharing our 3 main focuses as a chamber to ensure success in 2017. Firstly, bringing the 2017 strategic plan to life. An amazing achievement happened these past few weeks. In a series of meetings, we have been able to create unanimous agreement from 14 board members, 8 staff members, and 19 ambassadors that we will all work together in 2017 to ensure that everything we do supports the strategic plan and the achievement of our stated goals. In an effort to continue to move from good to great, we now have our hedgehog that clearly articulates what we are passionate about, what we believe we can be the best in the world at, and what our economic engine is. And I want to congratulate all 41 of you, that's 41 people, for stepping up to the challenge. Thank you. Secondly, we're going to increase our policy work around local advocacy. After a roundtable with several businesses and a meeting with Mike, our CEO, and Aaron, our policy guru, it became clear that our businesses want us to focus more locally and help facilitate dialogue with our local governments. We have example after example from 2016 where a business approached the chamber for help civically. It is amazing what outcomes you can achieve when you put the right people in the room together, focus on win-win outcomes. In 2017, this is going to be a focus. Lastly, creating an environment of mentorship. We heard Raj talk about mentorship and the amazing job that he's doing mentoring some of our local businesses. It may be cliche to say that so many great businesses of today started in a dorm room, a garage, or a basement. But it's true, and it's happening in our community every day. However, so many of these solopreneurs feel alone, isolated, or paralyzed, which usually leads to failure. We want to reach out to these budding success stories and get them into the chamber and find ways to get them in touch with our larger and more successful leaders in the Tri-Cities who are here tonight. Think of the explosion of entrepreneurial success we could have by doing this. So in closing, I would like to thank my wife, Benita Zarrillo, for introducing me to this chamber. The first thing Benita did when we moved here was to join this chamber. And after a Media Monday, she was hooked. After introducing me to several members and staff, I was hooked. So here I am, ready to get to work. But before I do, I would just like to raise a glass. I didn't bring one. So raise a glass and give a toast to all of you for a successful 2017, a year of creating connections. Cheers. Thank you.
I guess I have to give him the gavel now.
Yeah, right. So I have the gavel now.
Okay.
Cheers. Sounds good. Sorry, guys, keep you up there.
No, you're perfect. I have to be up here for Chamber Member of the Year, but I forgot.
Carlo, don't you guys give an award, right?
I'm giving out an award, but I forgot my speech.
Okay, no problem. So, how many of you, just by applause, actually grew up in Coquitlam or in the Tri-Cities? Okay. This is going to date you because I've actually been, not that I was ever kicked out of school, but I've actually been to quite a few schools in Coquitlam. So my first school in Coquitlam was actually Austin Heights Elementary. Does anyone remember that? Yes. So Austin Heights Elementary was 63 years old when I went to the school, and I was in a grade 1, 2, 3 split. And our cafeteria was also our gym, and it was carpeted. And so right after that year, they decided to tear it down. It's actually a Mr. B's deli now. And actually the Coquitlam Fire Station is there on that property as well. And then I went to Lord Baden-Powell Elementary. And when I was, so back then, to become a Canadian citizen, you sat your family of 4 in front of one person. And he asked you a series of questions. There was no exam, like there's a questionable exam, like which minerals do we mine in Canada? They didn't have that. They had one guy sit in a desk, and our family sat there, and he turned to my dad. This is not a joke. He turned to my father and said, "Can you name the Great Lakes?" And he was like, "Holmes." And he listed off the Great Lakes, and he turned to my brother and he said, "Well, what school do you go to?" He said, "Lord Baden-Powell Elementary." And that was his question. Then he turned to me and said, "Well, who was that?" And I said, "Oh, he started the Boy Scouts and the Brownies." And it actually was part of me understanding literally, he was like, "Okay, check, check." I won't tell you how my mother failed and had to go into another room because she didn't know Queen Victoria's last name. This is not a joke. I don't make this up. So she didn't know Queen Victoria's last name. Does anyone know Queen Victoria's actual last name? Anyone? Come on, Canadians. Windsor. Thank you, Mayor Stewart. So my mom didn't know, so off she goes into another room, and off my brother and my dad go to sing "O Canada" in our broken English. But it was knowing who Lord Baden-Powell Elementary, because I grew up in Coquitlam, that actually got my citizenship, believe it or not. Okay, so now back to Jillian Kirk. She's coming up to present an award for Chamber Member of the Year.
Thanks, Mi Young. It's me again. So one of the perks of being chair of the chamber is you get to choose the chamber member of the year, which we have a shorthand for. We call it CMOY, but I won't say that every time. So in choosing the recipient for 2016, I thought long and hard about who best represents the values and energy of our chamber. Who's done the most, given the most of herself to help the chamber and support our membership? And I thought back to what the chamber means to me. And I remembered 5 or more years ago when Mike and I started talking about the idea of having a chamber ambassadors program to help welcome new members and make sure everyone in our membership, everyone who attends an event, felt included and that they hold a valued place in our organization. So, where am I? Right. You are, that's right. So when I thought about who I was going to choose for the Chamber Member of the Year, I thought about all of those things. Thought about who had given the most, who had really shown the most energy, and who to me epitomized what a great chamber member should be. As Chief Ambassador, Maureen Segan brings this vision that Mike and I had of the Chamber Ambassador Program, welcoming people, being energetic, making sure people feel included and feel valued. Every day she brings that to her role as an ambassador. At events, on social media, and through her tireless volunteerism, she and her team of ambassadors make me so proud. Every time I see them taking selfies, welcoming somebody new in, every time somebody who's a new member tells me, "Oh yeah, I got paired up with my ambassador and they told me all of these great things about the chamber," I feel really, really proud of the entire team. And the program has really come to life under Maureen. She works so hard as the Chief Ambassador to make sure that everybody is on task and everybody is doing what they need to do and that the program is a success. And let me tell you, as somebody who tried to organize the first Chamber Ambassador team, it's a lot like herding cats. A lot of really big personalities, and somehow Maureen makes it work. So Maureen, for your hard work, and for your boundless energy, and for everything you do for the Chamber, I congratulate you on Chamber Member of the Year. It's well deserved.
Chamber Member of the Year. Maureen Segan. Maureen Segan is a realtor with Century 21 In-Town Realty and is the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce's Chief Ambassador. She has been described as bubbly, professional, full of positivity, and a tough-as-nails negotiator. Maureen is a world traveler, newlywed, and a loyal Vancouver Canucks fan that devotes her time to promoting and volunteering for organizations such as the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce and Operation Red Nose.
Congratulations, Maureen. Come on up.
This is pretty amazing. Thank you so much. In preparation for writing a speech, of course, I had to Google it, and the first thing they said is do not wing it, so I didn't. I am so excited to be up here accepting this award. I joined the Chamber, like all of you, because I wanted to meet new people and grow my business. The first person who made me feel like this is where I belong was Jillian Kirk.
What?
She encouraged me to get involved, not with just the Chamber, but with the community. And so they say the rest is history. Even though I did not grow up here, the Tri-Cities community has always felt like home. And speaking of home, my dad is here tonight, all the way from Barrie, Ontario. I really want to share this award with you because I am who I am because of you. Determined, selfless, a tad energetic, and completely obsessed with real estate. I believe in being the best person you can be by paying it forward and surrounding yourself with people who make you laugh, who challenge you, and who inspire you. There are so many of you in this room tonight that I have had the pleasure of getting to know over the years, and I truly admire you for all you do in this community. Thank you.
Good job. I just want to head off to the side. We're going to get our picture taken and get your picture taken just on this side. Mr. Zarillo, can we ask you to also come up and get your picture taken with Jillian and Maureen, please? Congratulations to Maureen, and I know that dessert's being served. We just want to give everyone a quick 15-minute break to freshen your drinks, and we'll be right back, and please enjoy your dessert. I have a trick. I'm not going to do the trick right now because I want to try to give people a chance to sit in their seats before I call them out by name. But I do have a trick. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. I was just saying to the folks at my table that when I do the Vancouver Business Awards, it takes me honestly 30 seconds to a full 90 seconds to get everyone to sit down or to put their Blackberries down. And I was just saying what an incredible audience everyone was. So ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Of course, the Mayor of Port Coquitlam. Please take your seat, Mr. Mayor Moore. It's always those Port Coquitlamites, man. Okay, is there anyone from Port Moody? I know you guys are starting to feel like the middle child. Any Port Moody who went to a school called PMS? Yeah, I don't have anything to say, but you went to a school called PMS. Okay, so we're gonna continue on. Friends over there, my lovely friends over here, these guys right there. Yeah, right over here. Could you guys please take your seats? We've got a few more awards, and then we're going to get on to some of the fun parts of the evening as well in terms of prizes and entertainment. Our fifth award of the evening is Business of the Year. This category is for the 30-plus employees in Business of the Year, and I'd like to invite Rob Haddon of Trans Mountain Expansion Project to please come forward to present our next award.
Thanks, Mi Young. Good evening, everyone. Trans Mountain Pipeline has been a member of the Lower Mainland business community for more than 60 years and is a proud sponsor of the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce Business Excellence Awards. It is my pleasure to present the award in the category of Business of the Year 30-plus employees. The finalists in this category are Tri-Cities businesses with 30 or more employees that have demonstrated an outstanding level of leadership in the combined areas of business performance, innovation, and positive social conscience. These businesses have proven their success through financial prosperity and business longevity and have significantly impacted the Tri-Cities with their continued community support. The finalists are
Business of the Year, 30-plus employees. Altac Services. Altac Services was born as a family business in 2002, specializing in environmental technologies for water purification and hydration in Western Canada. Today, it has over 30 employees and has expanded its services across BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. Altac Services has designed and provided a water purification table for public events, eliminating the plastic water bottle, and successfully launched a new line of waterless eco-friendly urinals, the Urimat. Associated Labels and Packaging. Associated Labels and Packaging specializes in creating custom labels and flexible packaging. They've been operating for over 35 years with more than 180 employees. The foundation of the company, people, ethics, and quality, paired with its commitment to environmental sustainability, landed Associated Labels and Packaging number 45 on Business in Vancouver's Top 100 Manufacturers in BC in 2016. Finger Food Studios. Finger Food Studios is a world-class technology company founded and based in Port Coquitlam. In just 7 years, it has catapulted from a basement startup to a multi-million-dollar company, reimagining the way programming is introduced to the classroom by building the largest learning platform for STEM robotics. Finger Food Studios is one of the first companies to become carbon positive and has radically transformed the truck and manufacturing design process through the HoloLens.
The recipient of the Business of the Year 30-plus employees is Finger Food Studios.
All right, well, thanks a lot, everybody. This was certainly unexpected and, ooh, a little droopy here. No, there. Certainly unexpected and definitely appreciated by ourselves and certainly employees, friends, family. Thank you so much for all the support you've given us to get here. Now, there were two themes that came up tonight, I think a number of times that resonated with me in particular. First theme was that of support and what it takes to get a startup or a tech startup from a basement to, where we've got today, which is still a fairly young company in our opinion, but obviously has had the longevity to stick it out in an industry that's quite challenging at best, and especially outside of the core of Silicon Valley or high-profile sort of center. We're extremely proud that we've been able to do that here. The second thing that's really, really important to me personally, and it's an honor to be here in front of all of you tonight, is the sense of community. So I grew up in Saskatchewan. Community is pretty critical there because you could freeze to death, right? And the thing is that when you move to a big city, and I came here to go to UBC and graduated from the program and decided to stay and stake my claim out on the coast. The interesting thing is that for what's a big city, one of the biggest cities in Canada, Vancouver and our community in the Tri-Cities in particular is actually an incredibly tightly knit community, and that's made it possible for us to succeed. When I was moving out of the basement into the first office space that I was going to rent, I met Peter Kinch. He was my landlord, and I was extremely nervous about renting a $700 a month room from him in his coffee shop office building complex. And he pulled me to the side and he said, "You know what, buddy, don't worry about it. It's like, you got to start somewhere. You got to do this. If it's really, really bad, I'll let you out of the lease. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. You can do this. You can do this." And really from that point onwards, we met, local government, municipal government, our MLAs, federal even has come to visit, and in our community, this support is present. And so thank you everybody so much for taking us in, allowing us to be part of the community, and for the award tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So also, I forgot to say Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for joining us. And as a Korean, I wanted to let you know that there are well over 24 countries that celebrate the Lunar New Year. And my daughters who now think that they'd like to be Chinese because they get their own New Year. So I thought, as a gesture to my parents and to others here, I'm going to get you to all repeat after me. Are you ready? 새해 복 많이 받으세요. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. Happy New Year in Korean. Now you know. One of the things I wanted to also mention about the Tri-Cities, and at Coquitlam especially, because I'm super biased, is the other day I was walking through Costco, and I look over, and there's a squeeze bottle. Looks like a mayonnaise squeeze bottle, and it says gochujang. And for those of you that know, gochujang is that red, sweet, but spicy paste that Koreans use for everything. And there it is in Costco, beside a giant tub of kimchi. And my mother, and you go to Subway and they have a bulgogi sandwich. And I wanted to tell you that Coquitlam single-handedly, or rightfully, I would say 90% of Coquitlam is the reason why the larger Lower Mainland general public and others have been able to really experience Korean culture, because Coquitlam opened their doors to Korean culture, Korean businesses, the food, the people, the young people, this 1.5 generation that grew up there. And you should be very proud of the fact that you have made it so that when my daughters go to school, people know what kimchi is, and it's okay that it smells stinky, and they can bring it to school for lunch and it's okay. So thank you very much for helping my culture be able to spread out to the others in greater cities. So our next award, our 6th award tonight, I'd like to ask Greg Walker of BCLC to please come forward to present the award for Business of the Year, businesses with 11 to 30 employees. Greg Walker.
Thank you very much, Mijong. Good evening, everybody. Tri-Cities, great to be back here from BCLC. I was trying to think at the start how long we've been sponsoring and been proud to sponsor the Business Excellence Awards of the Tri-Cities Chamber, and it's a long time, but it's always a pleasure to be back here. And thanks to Mike Hind and the great organization of the Tri-Cities Chamber, it's a real pleasure. It's a real pleasure for us because we're an organization that's interested in the communities that we're a part of, and that's a very important thing for us. Every time I come here, I get to learn a little bit more about this community and some of the fine people who are in it, and that is certainly no exception tonight, so totally a pleasure for us. We enhanced our relationship with the Tri-Cities Chamber this year because one of our employees, in fact, one of our team members from the Public Affairs Department, was a nominee for one of the awards tonight, and it was a real pleasure that Jordan Moe was able to get that nomination, and we really appreciated that. Yeah. Some of you will know that name because Jordan Moe was an employee of the Tri-Cities Chamber of Commerce at one point. But she is now, we're really pleased that she's now joined us on the public affairs team at BCLC. Again, another indication of the kind of ties that we have with this community and how important it is to us. Just as it is very important to us to acknowledge the award category of the Business of the Year for 11 to 30 employees tonight. The finalists in this category are Tri-Cities businesses with 11 to 30 employees that have demonstrated an outstanding level of leadership in the combined areas of business performance, innovation, and positive social conscience. These businesses have proven their success through financial prosperity and business longevity and have significantly impacted the Tri-Cities with their continued community support. Please join me in learning a little bit more about our finalists watching the screens.
Business of the Year, 11 to 30 employees. Alliance Printing. Alliance Printing has been servicing the Tri-Cities community since 1991, with an exemplary track record for customer satisfaction and quality work. Alliance has the largest offset printer in the Tri-Cities, printing 12,000 sheets per hour. The company is a long-standing sponsor of Access Youth Outreach Services and the Douglas College Self-Employment Program. Alliance Printing's focus on developing successful relationships and commitment to the community have been integral to its success. Natuoil Services Incorporated. Natuoil Services Incorporated is the premier supplier of edible oil and feed energy supplements to North American dairy farms and feed mills. It is the largest importer of packaged palm oil and energy supplements on this continent. Headquartered in Port Coquitlam, it has affiliate companies in Los Angeles, New York, Singapore, and India. Natuoil has a strong commitment to the core values of sustainability and generosity. Rocky Point Ice Cream. Rocky Point Ice Cream opened in the summer of 1997, partnered with a small batch ice cream operator in Vancouver. A few years later, owners Yvette and Jamie Cuthbert attended the University of Guelph to learn how to make ice cream from scratch. Today, the pair focuses on their dedication to quality, impact on the environment, and sourcing ingredients locally. Rocky Point Ice Cream's success is shown by its expanded reach, thanks to the ice cream trucks Scooper and Rocky.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Business of the Year, 11 to 30 employees, Natuoil Services.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm honestly shocked. I don't know what to say, but so the president of the company is my dad. I'm accepting the award on his behalf because he had a stroke 2 years ago. He started this company in 2003 and pretty much fulfilled a role of a mom and dad, as my sister and I moved here with my dad first, before my mom actually came over from Malaysia. And ever since then, he's been such a great role model to me and my sister, and I work now full-time with the company, and I aspire to be just like him. So I would like to thank everybody for this award. It's been a great honor, and Dad, congratulations.
Just to go over there for a photograph there. So we are nearing our end of the program, but we have one more very important award to present before the entertainment begins. I'd like to ask Deborah Stutz of Coquitlam Centre to please join me up front to present the final award for Small Business of the Year, employees 1 to 10.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to present the award in the category of Small Business of the Year. The finalists in this category are Tri-City businesses with 1 to 10 employees that have demonstrated outstanding performance, innovation, and community service. These businesses have proven their success through financial prosperity and business longevity and have significantly impacted the Tri-Cities with their continued community support. And the finalists are
Business of the Year, 1 to 10 employees. Anytime Fitness Port Coquitlam. Anytime Fitness Port Coquitlam opened in January 2015 and rapidly grew to 900 members in its first year of business. Owners Jen and Nicholas Johnson have a passion for health and fitness that is recognized by their returning members, financial growth, and their coveted Club Platinum Award, reserved for the top 5% of Anytime Fitness locations around the world. Its member-first approach is award-winning for helping adults live life with more energy. Dion Custom Metal Fabrication and Design. Dion Custom Metal Fabrication and Design is a custom metal shop based in Coquitlam. In its 14 years of business, it has evolved from custom bikes to custom metal anything. From architectural pieces to stainless steel railing to art sculptures and more. Dion Custom Metal has built its reputation as a strong player in the metalwork industry by pairing quality work with quality client relations. Port Moody Flowers. Port Moody Flowers opened in 2013 in the heart of Newport Village. Growing to a 5-person team, the brick-and-mortar shop continues to thrive. With a commitment to the community, it focuses on purchasing products from local sources, directly contributing to the local economy and community. Port Moody Flowers has also provided in-kind services and numerous volunteer hours to local organizations, including Crossroads Hospice, Eagle Ridge Hospital Foundation, Port Moody Arts Center, and many more. Sean Lamb Video. Sean Lamb Video is a successful local video production company that has attained international recognition and success. Focused on several niche markets and technical services, it is able to satisfy complex video production while remaining affordable for small businesses and nonprofits. Sean Lamb Video is a truly sustainable business, with both strong environmental initiatives and growth thanks to an incredibly high percentage of repeat and referral business. Tirecraft Port Coquitlam. Tirecraft Port Coquitlam is a family-owned tire and repair shop servicing passenger vehicles and commercial fleets. Specializing in lifting pickup trucks and off-road accessories gives Tirecraft a competitive edge. Opening in 2011 with 2 employees, Tirecraft has since hired 8 more employees and added a storefront to service passenger vehicles. Year over year, Tirecraft has seen its sales increase 30% and is currently amidst its best year yet.
And the recipient of the Small Business of the Year Award is Dion Custom Metal Fabrication and Design. Congratulations.
It's taken so long to get up here that I'm going to stay here. They say with age comes wisdom, and it's with that thought in mind that I've kind of structured my thank yous. So with that in mind, I want to thank my wife Janice and our family. I want to thank them for their unwavering support throughout the journey as I moved from the corporate world into the unknown world of a startup business. I want to congratulate all the nominees for tonight's awards, and particularly those nominees and finalists in our category on your achievement. It is an honor to share the distinction with you. I wish to thank the Tri-City Chamber membership at large, Michael Hind and the administration team for their valuable support to the business community. I'd like to thank those who are part of the selection committee, nomination committee, selection committee. Yours was the most challenging task. There are many other mentors and supporters that I encountered along the journey, too many to mention. They were family, friends, professionals, suppliers, and customers. I want to give a particular shout out to the Business Development Bank and the M team who believed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Peggy, Manib, Marcus, Suye, you and your organization are truly a boon to the Canadian business entrepreneurial community. Keep up the good work. And last but certainly not least is my biggest thank you of all to the Dion team. We share the vision. Our operations manager, Scott McGregor, our heads of our shop floor, John Vlecko, whose work you saw on that the Surrey SkyTrain station, and Mike, my son Steve, Carl, John Timpson, Lucy. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I've earned my big bucks tonight. We are 1 minute early. We are on time, my friends. So that concludes the awards portion. So congratulations to all our award winners tonight. And as you can see, we've got entertainment for you tonight, and that will start shortly. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the stack of chamber bucks that you were given as you entered tonight. So if you're wondering what to do, there are different options. There are lovely casino tables there that you can go ahead and spend and try to double up if you like. Now, if you are done and want to start putting them into some of our prize boxes, you need to write the little number that you were given as well right onto the corner of your chamber bucks, but not until you're ready to actually insert them in the box. But if you're going to gamble, let's leave those blank. So here are some of the prizes up for grabs. If you hadn't had a chance to come up, there is a smart TV, a Fitbit, a Samsung Galaxy tablet, $500 River Rock Casino package, a Hard Rock Theater and Dinner package, and the Wine Extravaganza. So you can also, again, go to the 2 blackjack tables and try to win more chamber bucks. The casino tables will be closing at 10:30, and that's when we'll also have the prize draws. And here's the catch, folks, you need to be here to win one of the prizes, so be sure to stick around and keep your eye out at 10:30. Now, if the music gets a little bit too loud, obviously you're from POCO, and you'd like to but you want to stay. That was my first one, come on, better than last year, let's go. If you'd like to stick around and you need a little bit more quiet time, you can head back out to those doors there to the networking lounge, a little bit chiller. Maybe you should just call it the Port Moody Lounge then. Okay. There's chairs, lounge furniture set up, and you can catch up and make some new connections or catch up with some of your old connections. Thank you very much. I've got a few people to thank. the awards judging panels, tonight's volunteers, and especially this year's Gala committee. Thank you to Chair Rick Duff, Paige Petru, Jordan Moe, and of course Jillian Kirk. Thank you to tonight's prize donors, all the entertainers and venue staff, and last but not least, thank you to all of you for coming out, celebrating the community. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Mi-Young Lee. I don't know if I'll be back next year, but if I'm not, no, I won't say it. Thank you very much. I appreciate being back home, and thank you for being such an incredible audience. It's been a really awesome night. Thank you.
Everybody get up. Hey, Tri-Cities, you guys ready to have a good time tonight? Go outside, one, let's have some fun. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Now, if you can't hear what I'm trying to say, if you can't breathe from the same thing, maybe I'm going down, maybe I'm going blind, maybe I'm not. Try to the destination. The song in a road. Maybe it's in your nature. Just let me liberate you. Now you don't need no paper. That man is not your maker. That's why I won't take your kid. I know you want it. I know she won't, but she's a good girl. Can't let it get past me. She fought for last nigga. Like I'm out here last I hate my life. I know you want it. I know she wants a sharper good girl. The way that she grabbed me, must wanna get nasty. Go ahead, get it out, come on. Now put that baby please. And you got that keys on. Put that baby sleep. You're the hottest chick in the night. I feel so lucky. She wanna hug me. Around with her, baby. Okay, now he was close. Tried to domestication. Sure, animal. Maybe it's in your nature. Just let me liberate you. Now you don't need no paper. That man is not your maker. That's why I won't take your good girl. I know you want it. I know she's wrong, but she's a good girl. Past me, you're far from plastic. Take her back and nice, I hate my life. I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want, but something good girl. The way she grabbed me, must wanna get nasty. Go ahead, go ahead, come on, now shake pop. Get down, get up. Do it like it hurt, baby, like it hurt. Wish you don't like work. Hey, now baby, can you breathe? That girl is from just all pretending. And now you in it. Here's our beginning. I always wanted to good girl. I know you want it. I know she wants, but she's a